and NC State have been going at it, but NC State has won the last 10 dual meets. And Rob Cole made a splash, and he said, quote, "There's a normal order of things, and Chapel Hill is above NC State." It really riled up the fan base at NC State, but I tell you what else it did. It's put the seeds in for a future great rivalry.
Talking about rivalries, how about we dial in at 141 for the second straight year? This is the most powerful weight class in the conference. Ryan Jack, Lachlan McNeil. Here we go again.
In the semifinals last year, Lachlan McNeil gets the first takedown with a re-attack there, worked his way up, but it wasn't being outdone. But Ryan Jack gets the last takedown and seals his semifinal win to push himself to the finals. However, in the NCAAs, it was Lachlan McNeil who won and got an All-American, while Ryan Jack is 3-1 against Lachlan McNeil.
Our key bout, 141, Jack and McNeil, both wrestlers 3 losses, both wrestlers in the top 5, and they both have won against ranked opponents this year. It is going to be fun a little bit later on tonight. We start the action actually at 150.
Big difference. This year's not a sweep it down and get the takedown. So came down since Marlon Yarbrough's had a really good. He's got to extend him a little more. Good fight there by Palmer. They are celebrating there all over the place. There's the near fall, which was what put it into a tech fall. Good fight by Palmer to get off, but NC State has been on a roll. They were practicing this. Now, this is something that Kyrene does often, but that extra one, I haven't seen that one. That little extra you put on there.
Time now for the feature matchup of the night. This is going to be terrific. 2 top 5 wrestlers, 2 wrestlers who are very familiar with one another. Ryan Jack, 11-3 this year, the 2-time NCAA qualifier. Lachlan McNeil, the returning All-American, 18-3. Buckling up for what's going to be a busy month ahead as he tries to qualify the Olympics and Team Canada. But first things first, Ryan Jack, who has been his nemesis of late.
And Ryan Jack has said he wants to score. He's tired of having close matches with individuals. He wants to leave the mat exhausted. And when he lost last week to Cole Matthews, he said, I felt I could have gone 5 more minutes. And he said, I want to keep scoring. I don't care if I win or lose. I want to score. However, when you keep scoring, you increase the probability of you winning.
Jack losing a wild one with Matthews. Cole recognized for that win. ACC Wrestler of the Week. It was 15-10.
On the hands, guys. Nothing there.
Last week in the Steel City, and now it's Lachlan McNeil. 18-3 on the year. Jack to his offense. Repositions and gets the 3.
Within the first 30 seconds, he was attacking just like he did last week. He's made a conscious decision to really be offensive. And Lachlan McNeil says he realizes that people understand that he sits the corner. When I say sits the corner, he lets people get to their legs, but he's got to work on his basic defense. Hand, head, hips down. And Ryan Jack is going to keep this output going. They've already wrestled once this year. Won by Jack.
Put your hands up, guys.
That was at the Keene Invitational in Las Vegas right before the holiday stretch. 4-2. Lost to Jack twice last year as well. 4-3 in the ACC Championship. 7-5 in the regular season duel.
He clubbed the head. Lachlan McNeil did. Dropped down to the right ankle. Didn't get there. But stuff like that are what you call data points. How did he respond? Was I there? Do I need to do something a little differently? So the things that you see in the first period, good shot there. You see how he's keeping his hand right in the middle? He's going to try and pop the hips and then try to get across. Now, Lachlan McNeil, this is where he feels strong. And he's going to try and sit the corner. Sit the corner means to get across. This is where Lachlan McNeil gets very good.
McNeil very comfortable in this position. Jack, who started it, now almost has to turn to the defender here just because of what McNeil is capable of. He loses his grip, though. Jack drives in deeper. Let's see how this ends up. They roll through the action. Still nothing. Jack with his initial shot still firmly entrenched.
Great hole.
McNeil should peel the top hand. He's trying to lift it up. He should peel the four fingers. You can grab the four fingers. He should peel the top.
Potentially dangerous, and they stop it.
Good shot there by Jack to get in, but very patient defense by McNeil. The first takedown here, he dropped down to a single, drove across, and ended up with a double.
Clean hands, guys. Keep it clean.
Ryan Jack finishes that shot on a lot of wrestlers that we just saw. McNeil down two. Final few moments of the first period tick away, and a 3-1 lead for Jack after one. Very strong weight class for the second straight year in the ACC. Take a look at the top five in the country. Real Woods, Iowa. Bo Bartlett, Penn State. Mendez of Ohio State. And then it's these two, 4 and 5, the ACC. Well represented.
And Bo Bartlett just beat Jesse Mendez in the dual meet they had with Penn State versus Ohio State.
Green's neutral.
Let's see if Jack continues the offense, and McNeil says he realizes he needs to be more offensive.
Hands, guys.
Lachlan told us he needs to get it going offensively, feels and truly believes he can finish on anyone, but he must be willing to shoot.
He did say that.
Stay out of the fingers.
Trying to pull out that hand defense of Jack. Couple of tugs. Snap there. Jack leaning in. Back to the collar tie.
Lachlan McNeil has a square stance. A square stance. Something happened here. Let's see. Potentially dangerous. Somebody must have put their hands in the face.
Hey, two things, sir.
Triangle area on the face.
As I said, Lachlan McNeil has what's called a square stance, where both legs are generally right on straight across from each other. Many wrestlers lead with a left leg or a right leg, but Lachlan kind of keeps both legs about the same width apart from each other.
What's the advantage of that? Why go with the square approach?
I don't know. And usually when you see that, it's more of a defensive stance. But it also allows you to defend both legs efficiently. It's starting to get more technical chess match now.
The assistant coaches for both of these wrestlers very prevalent in their success. You look at Ryan Jack, his older brother Kevin, who was always along the mat side cheering on his younger brother. Those two very tight. You have the brotherly connection. Then while for UNC, Lachlan McNeil, growing up, his favorite wrestler was Tony Ramos, the assistant for UNC, who's coaching him hard. You take a look at not just McNeil, but also Santiago, who started tonight with a bang. Both of these wrestlers will make the trip to Acapulco later this month to try to represent and get their countries qualified for the Olympic Games in Paris, summer 2024.
Acapulco in February sounds good to me.
with the trip to the Pan Americans, for McNeil and Santiago, they'll be away for about 10 or 11 days. The Pan Am Championships and then the Pan Am Olympic qualifiers back to back.
This is where
Stay out of the hands.
Lack McNeil has to move forward. And Ryan Jack knows Lack McNeil has to come to him. And he has to stay basic. He doesn't have any stall calls against him. And Lack McNeil has to put the pressure on, because generally when you shoot in on Jack, you don't finish cleanly. So it's not going to be I get in and finish in 5 seconds. It could be a long period. When I say a long period of time.
These two wrestlers so close, and now McNeil with his best shot just couldn't quite find the leg, and back to the feet we go. You know, you go back to Las Vegas, it ended up 4-2. How ironic is it now we're sitting 4-2?
Looks like a chest wrap here.
McNeil using those long arms, trying to get to the wrap. Now he tries to get to a corner.
You're good.
Key exchange here, Rock, as you take a look, 30 seconds to go. But keep an eye on that, the knee in the angle.
A cradle. He's got to bump that hip. That's not quite there. He's got to bump the hip, but he's got to keep that leg in. That's not a takedown yet. He's going to try. He can't let go of this. And Jack feels very good here, but he's going to bump it. Is he going to get the cradle? Did he get it? No, they said it's out of bounds. No, he did get the 3. He did get the 3. And there's the break, of course. Whew. So, we got to break this down. There's a cradle. We got to see, did all parts of the body stay in bounds? So, it looks like the right leg was out, but it's not out of bounds. It's got to be the cylinder goes from the mat to the heavens. So
like an invisible line.
It is an invisible line. So if any part of any body stayed in that cylinder while in control, that is a takedown. So that right leg is in, and when he rolls, watch to see what the left leg does. Right leg in, left leg. He said out of bounds and 3. So what we don't know is the angle that they are seeing when I say they, the officials. Right foot in, that left leg, can we tell if it all the way went down? So if it's not indisputable, you stay with the mat. So here we go. They're going to look to see, was it indisputable? I mean, is there enough evidence to overturn it?
And keep in mind, the call is 3. So is there enough evidence to overturn the 3 and the takedown?
That one referee, so here's the right foot. Let's see what happens. Can we slow it down here? Can we just slow it down? Yes. It's that one foot that was in the air. So he pushed out of bounds first. Usually mechanics, you want to award the 3 first before you wave out of bounds. So this is very critical, because there's the 3. And then he out of bounds. So he did award a 3 before he waved the out of bounds. It's going to. It is so close with that left leg. If that is in the cylinder from the angle, if we had a top camera. So what happened here? Here it is. They said it was out. They said it was out.
Jay Cox explaining his decision. Tony Ramos really upset. Rob Cole upset.
They said that he was completely out of bounds, and we couldn't see. We could not see, and it's getting really chippy here. Really chippy here.
Both benches barking at one another. Lackland, McNeil obviously frustrated. Jack just running away here, and that is going to be it. Just like in Vegas, a 4-2 win here in February in Raleigh. Ryan Jack.
That one was a tough call, and they're pointing and saying that was an awful call. I didn't say that, but I read the lips of Tony Ramos. He said, "Oh, awful." They're on a roll here. NC State dominating and then winning the tight matches as well.